Hi, it's Jessica and welcome to Recipes for Radiance. Today's recipe, we are making a simple, skinny sorbet, and the star of that sorbet is going to be used with papaya. Delicious papaya packed with vitamin C and vitamin A. We're also going to flavor it up a little bit with some lime, so it's going to be super refreshing. We're going to make a skinnier version of a sorbet. I mean, typically sorbet is pretty healthy compared to, say, ice cream, but it does use a simple syrup that uses a lot of sugar. So what we're going to do to help make it a skinny sorbet is we're making a simple syrup out of stevia. It's a natural sweetener, calorie-free, still have that sweetness, still goodness, so let's get started. For our sorbet, for the papaya, what I went ahead and did, I went ahead and bought a regular papaya and I waited till it was ripe. If you buy a papaya that's green, it's not ripe yet. Usually you want something the skin kind of gives when you press on it. Towards the end of the papaya, it still has a little bit of firmness. That's how you know it's not completely overripe. So it still has a little bit of firmness on the ends of the papaya, but it's kind of soft to the touch in the middle and the length of the papaya. And it's usually kind of a yellowish color. So that's how you know you've got a good, ready, ripe papaya. And if it's not quite to that ripe stage, give it about 2 or 3 days and it'll ripen up for you. So what I did is I cut it in half, I removed all the black seeds, and I cut it up. And I laid out all of the pieces on parchment paper over a cookie sheet, and I put it in the freezer to harden. After a couple hours, in my case it's been about 24 hours, I took it out and it's just been sitting on the counter for about 20 minutes just to make it a little soft so it's easier to work with in our food processor. So let's get started. The ingredients that you're going to need for the sorbet. I've got 4 cups of the papaya, and I might have to make this in 2 batches because my food processor is kind of small. Maybe for Christmas I'll get a larger one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to fill what I can in this food processor, and it's still frozen, but it's got a little bit of give because I've had the papaya sitting out for about 20 minutes. So that's a good start to work with. Okay, yeah, so it looks like my papaya is going to have to go in 2 batches. So I've got a lime, and I'm going to zest this lime. Since I'm going to make this in 2 batches, I'm going to do about half of the amount of lime that I'm going to need for this first batch and finish it up. And then I'm going to roll my lime. I'm going to need about a tablespoon of the lime juice. Perfect. So I'm going to just pour about half of that juice in here. And then I went ahead and I made a simple syrup. I just needed about 1/4 of a cup of the simple syrup. And you're just going to use about 1/4 of a cup of warm water. You can either use really hot tap water or put it over your stove. And then you're going to use 2 tablespoons and 1 teaspoon of the stevia. You're going to make it just like a regular simple syrup. You're just going to take it off the heat and just let it sit for about 15 minutes, about while your papaya is defrosting a little bit. And so I'm going to put half of that in here. And then you've got your coconut milk. Delicious. Do about half of the coconut milk in here. And just a little pinch of salt in this first batch. And mix it up. Batch 1 is done. So I'm just going to scoop it out into my bowl. I'm going to do the same thing with the rest of my batch, add the rest of the zest and the simple syrup and the coconut milk, and I'll meet you back here when it's done. And voila! My super simple skinny papaya lime sorbet. We are cutting the calories way down because we're not using regular sugar. It is smooth, it is fresh from that papaya, that hint of lime, and you've got some of the little specks of lime within it, and it's got that little bit of creaminess from the coconut milk. This is delicious. It's a perfect guilt-free dessert. Anytime. That's good. Thank you so much for joining me. Wherever you're at, head on over to HerTube TV and check out my channel, Recipes for Radiance. You can also head on over to my website at recipesforradiance.com where I have a free gift waiting for you. It's 7 quick and easy cooking tricks to burn fat faster. We'll see you next time.